Please like and subscribe. It helps support the channel. It don't cost nothing. Watch to the end. Share with a friend.
Reporting for duty, Commander. Oof. Heads up.
What's up? How's it? English. Aloha and welcome to Mongoose Nights Hawaii, the channel. Yes, there's all kinds of stuff going on.
Can't be caught standing around doing nothing.
And now it's starting to get into my YouTube space. I didn't know I had space, but it's kind of in the realm of photobombing, but it's slightly more. It's creeping in. I get no respect. Anyways, maybe more than that later. I can waste time.
Trooper standing by.
Because there's stuff going on, and we just want to get into this. Great, welcome to this whatever thing. It's not the news. Anyways, okay. So, yes, let's definitely get more serious with this. This has gone on too long, Sarikatan. Alright, first off, the one thing that I want to go whatever to is something like this. We shall have to acquire the thought board. Tabula rasa. The blank slate. Can everybody see? Okay, not to make a big deal of this. Okay. Oh, what color pencil we use? Oh, people, so. Flesh and blood, so here's red. Okay. It's basically, let's use pie graph. They're fun. Here are 100% the whole pie. Now, it's about there. It's about 30%. Now, 30% of the people are not vaccinated. If 70% were, we would be quote-unquote at vaccinated herd immunity. But we're not at herd immunity, are we? It's actually a little bit more than that. Some of them, a lot of them, refuse to. This is the Delta virus. All of these people are highly susceptible to be infected by the Delta virus. In other words, they're going to catch corona virus, the phase 2 part. Phase 2, the plague. Thank you for listening. honestly, I don't know. You can't make people, so you have to convince them, and everyone's hell-bent on, their way or the highway, so they're not going to be convinced. And every time I start my cameras, there's loud noises. You will not stop me from my routine as I'm doing it normally. He starts bang, bang. It's begun. So anyhow, yeah. Our governor is going to remain the strict guidelines until 70% herd immunity, which I think is actually pretty good, but everyone hates his guess for it. TSA protest for unruly travelers because we're just preparing for more travelers, period. Back in the day, they had better microphones. Back in the day, Governor William Quinn bats the volleyball over the net towards Russian team captain Vladimir Kolovin. Vigorous play at Central YMCA and Atkinson Drive over here. The volleyball team hails from the scientific ship Vitsiaz, which brought scientists to Honolulu for the Pacific Science Congress. See? 1961. When the Russian scientists were playing with our state governor and everyone was happy before the Bay of Pigs and the Cuban Missile Crisis is before. The Democrats are leaving the state of Texas. That's right, Texas Democrats went, you know what? You can't vote. You don't have a complete quorum without us. So we're going to hop on a charter plane and go to Washington, D.C., and you can't vote. Your voter suppression laws, those voter restrictions, Texas is all hell-bent. We got voter laws and you'll never vote because we won a secure election without these voters. It all started with this guy who was a black man who stood in line for like about 10 hours or 9 hours to vote or something. And they were trying to make it difficult for him, so he was like, well, I'm just going to stay here. And he stayed in there for an inordinate amount of time, which was like 9 hours. So finally he's like going to the front of the line to vote, and they're like, why didn't you just go home? He gets to the front of the line, and they found out in his background about 10 years ago he was convicted, so he wasn't supposed to vote. And they made a huge deal out of it. So I don't know where to go with that, because it's kind of fishy, but the heat is on. Monthly family paying out. I don't know what that is. I don't know what that is, and I don't know what that fires are exploding. Even the West Coast dogs are making life for us, feeling better. And a visiting couple wants to pet. They're from Louisiana, and they want to pet a monk seal. Hey. What a cute little seal. Ah! And they got a very viral, successful 34,000 hit viral TikTok video. And they got the heat is on from everybody. 37,000 times they got outrage from the public. So here's like that lady going, oh my, it barked at me. Now let me tell you something. Here's a quickie little story. Oh boy, I'm going to try to get this closer. If I speak right into it, it's really cool. Not too close. I was in San Diego traveling because of this professor. Never mind, long story. I had a friend that moved back from Hawaii back to his original San Diego. Well, actually, he moved to San Diego. So he was living in San Diego, so I was going to go visit. So I was over there visiting San Diego. And I was on the beach, kind of cliffy, like beach San Diego. And off on the thing, we're like looking, and there's like people, and there's people down at this kind of like rocky cliff area. And you look down, I was looking down there, and there's seals, right? There's seals here and there. There's people around. And if you look by the tide pool next to one of the seals, big pool of blood. And I was like, do you see that? Did you see that? And over the intercom, someone had a little PA system, you know.
Stay away from the shield. Step back from the seal. Don't go near the seal.
I think someone got their finger bit off. Hi there. I petted the seal. It's more than just TikTok. They don't want you to have a good TikTok video. That's why they put the ban up there. They're censoring you. And bird goes bananas. So the bird's eating a banana. That's what they do out here. Try to feed the tortoise, and the birds come by and steal the tortoises. Healthy fruit. Thieving birds. Oh, look, here's something. Oh gosh, running out of time. It's the big Q. Let's look at the big Q and find the big A. What do you think of the erased federal guideline saying vaccinated teachers and students don't need to mask indoors? Erased? So, I didn't know that. Teachers and students don't need the vaccine. Just get them in school. Okay, 27% agree in principle, but difficult to discern vaccination status. Oh, intellectual. 34%. Great, agree. Help for a Hawaii school policy. Let's to get them in school. Get them out of the house, get them in school. 39% disagree, keep masking indoors for now. It depends on what they're doing, if I'm going to say answering on that one. If the kids were in a kind of like maybe, you know, it's just home and school, you know, you can kind of keep track. Think of the think of the viral, the tracers. Because if it was just the school kids and their home life, you could almost trace whatever. Because we got tourists coming in from heavily unvaccinated places, and this guy is the big Japanese. Is he like from Japan? Anyways, baseball player. I'm a baseball player. I'm bigger than big. The big shoe. Big shoe. I guess he's playing for what, Los Angeles? I don't know. Not really following his story. Sudoku. And now quickly, oh god. Political cartoon. The bad news is we'll have to go back. Escape the world's problems. Unless you stay in space, where no one can hear you go, oh no. Here we go, letter to the editor. Do it to make travel easier. Yes, don't make anything easier. Make it difficult. That's what we need to do, is make crap difficult. Alright, so here we go. Don't make travel easier from global hotspots. I don't understand why the governor is opening up international arrivals from South Korea and the Philippines, parenthetical, in addition to Japan, and parenthetical, even with COVID testing prior to arrival. The Philippines is highly reliant on the Chinese vaccine, which has been shown to have far less efficacy. Damn, there's a word again. Efficacy. Use your words. Efficacy, putting Hawaii residents at risk. Additionally, no country should be put at the front of the line without reciprocity. I can say that word. I.e., allowing residents to the same privilege to enter their countries with similar COVID testing restrictions. Like, you want to go to there, it's like, boom. Like 15% of the people are vaccinated over there, and they're having a giant outbreak, and let's go travel there. It's not like we need additional tourists. Craig Myers, IEA, yeah, you got it. This one guy is like talking about slavery. Nah. When do we have slavery? Oh, here we go. How's this one? Let's try this one real quick. Door-to-door campaign won't sway anti-vaxxers. I am surprised by the number of people I've met that are not vaccinated. I am more surprised by the reasons they give. It comes down to distrust of Big Pharma. Big Pharma! Big Pharma! Where am I going to get my aspirin? It comes down to distrust of Big Pharma, the government. Turn the page as it folds over. The president, the vaccines. The government will soon be knocking on everyone's door to educate them to get vaccinated. If I was already suspicious of government motives, credibility, and or truthfulness, that would certainly hammer the last nail on the coffin. Some folks just don't want to get vaccinated, despite knowing that the majority of those who get infected with COVID-19 have not been vaccinated, and the majority of those needing hospitalization are at risk for death from COVID-19 are those who caught the virus unprotected by the vaccine. So, if the American public already knows these facts, its decision not to receive the vaccine will only be emboldened by the feds knocking on their doors, insisting they know better. This is all very sad to me. David Iesa Manoa, who is very sad. This seems sad for you. I am sad. Oh boy. Okay, that's it. It's Tuesday, and we're not going to make this long, so don't be sad. Be happy. Don't worry. Be happy. Hang loose. I'm not going to bother if you hang loose. Alright. Aloha. 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 Aloha.